Welcome, I'm Kinetic Symphony. This is Dave. I hunt down and report on weird and true mysterious stories, from glitches to the supernatural. Kinetic Symphony 1823, written by Princess Wu 86. 2 dogs strong, a tale of twin Charlies that came along. So one day, my kiddos and I were at the park across the street from the house, and we played until the sun went down. A little Shih Tzu was there all alone, and when we left, he was all alone. It was a busy street, so we didn't want to risk him getting hit. We waited a while to see if anyone came for him, and they didn't. So we took him home, and posted him on local groups. Vet was closed. We named him Charlie Hash Brown. Next day, we took him across the street in hopes of seeing his family, and we sat on a lost dog poster with his picture on it. Some people were missing their dog Charlie. What the hell? It gets crazier. I call the number and say, "Hey, I saw your lost dog sign and we found your dog last night and just kept him safe until we could find you." And she said, "Can't be. I found Charlie earlier." I'm confused as hell, and I'm like, are you sure? This looks exactly like him, and he's literally here. She said, "I left the poster in the park where I lost him, but he came home earlier." She came by and met Charlie Brown, and we talked for a while about crazy coincidences. But wait, there's more. We get Charlie Brown to the vet and see if he's chipped. He wasn't. Posted on more local groups, walked him around the immediate neighborhood, asking anyone we saw if they knew him, etc. No luck. So we keep him, until the owners show up or not. Fast forward to about a month later, my oldest son goes out the front door to take out the trash, and Charlie Brown zooms past him. He tried to catch him, but couldn't. When I pulled up a few minutes later, and he told me, I immediately began searching, and did so for several hours to no avail. I had accepted the fact that Charlie had suddenly remembered where home was, and decided to go. We were all sad to see him go, and continued to look for him for the next couple days. 2 days later, I get a call from the girl with the lost dog poster, and I swear to God, you'll never believe what she said. I still get chills to this day. I came home from work and my Charlie was outside on the porch and I didn't know how he got out. So I fussed at him and went to let him in, and when I opened the door, I was greeted by my Charlie. So now she has 2 identical dogs, named Charlie and Charlie Brown, sniffing one another down and playing. How the hell did this even happen? She lived like 2 miles away, and being from California, he had to pass like 400 houses to get there. I don't know how, and I'm still lost. So I kept in contact with the lady because what the hell? She's got to be meant to be in my life or something. And she was. And she one day told me her sister's dog had passed, so I gifted her Charlie Brown. So she would have a fur baby to love again, and Charlie Brown could grow up with each other since they must be destined to be together or something. The end. Kinetic Symphony 1823, written by Princess Wu 86. 2 dogs strong, a tale of twin Charlies that came along. Charlie the Hash Brown, I love that name. So there's 2 glitches here, or anomalies. The first is that you, without any knowledge of what this dog's name was, name him Charlie, and that is his actual name that his actual owner gave him. Then the owner finds him, same dog, obviously, but she already has him, so the average person isn't going to assume glitch in the matrix, but then he escapes and knows exactly where to go back. Clearly this is a duplication event of an animate dog, a real life. There's a question to ask really. Do animals have souls? The thing that binds us to a unique version of ourselves, beyond the physical matter. I think they do, but this would give evidence towards it just being a placeholder, an NPC, non-playable character, where these dogs could just be duplicated at a push of a button or a glitch in the matrix. Perhaps this was not intentional. If that's the case, then pets are a really good approximation of life and sentience as we know it, but my guess is they are still generally, they do have souls, but maybe not all of them, and maybe that's the case for human beings too. There might be placeholder humans as well. I'm thinking about that all the time, but it makes sense. Some human beings report not having an inner monologue, or they can't even visualize images in their mind. Is that because they don't have a soul? They're just a program in the simulation? Maybe. Maybe it's not. Maybe the interface for the soul is too weak to enable that. It's like the interface between a graphics card on a computer and the monitor. The soul is that interface, but if the link is not good, then you don't get audio. If the link isn't strong, then you might get audio but no visuals, or maybe the image is blurry. Because there's different scales on how much people are able to visualize. Like if I close my eyes, I can picture an apple in perfect clarity. I can take a bite out of it, and I can almost taste it. Some people, they might see an apple, but it's kind of blurry, faded, not fully there. And other people don't see anything. And other people don't have a monologue in their head. Learning about this is really opening my mind to the possibilities of what this simulation could be. And of course it applies to Charlie. He might be a placeholder. That would explain why pets somehow seem to phase through solid matter all the time. Case file number 1824, written by GarbagePersonnn. From 4 to 3, what do we see? A cherry vanishing mystery. So last night, I was playing Hi-Ho Cherry-O with my stepdaughter, 8, and my niece, 5. There were 3 of us, so we filled 3 trees with cherries and had some cherries in a bag left over. They were all accounted for. While explaining the game to my niece, 1 cherry was missing off the board. Weird, we didn't even touch the set cherries, but whatever. We looked back down at the board and now another cherry is missing. So 2 are gone now. My stepdaughter is creeped out, but laughs it off. We looked for the missing cherries, didn't find them. Pulled 2 of the spare cherries out of the bag and put them on the board and started playing. We played 4 games and crap was fine. Kids were having fun. Then, it's my niece's turn to take 4 cherries off her tree. I looked over and helped her count 4 cherries and watched her put 4 cherries in her bucket. I looked back at the board and there are only 3 taken from her tree. How the hell? We all watched it happen and were really puzzled. The fact the girls were just as confused as I was told me that I'm not crazy and what the hell just happened. Today I cleaned the room we played in and didn't find the 1 missing cherries and neither did the girls. I don't know. It was just weird because we were all looking at the board the entire time. So how did things go missing without us seeing it? Case notes file 1824. From 4 to 3, what did we see? A cherry vanishing mystery. I had never heard of this game, Hi-Ho Cherry-O. Kinda seems interesting. You have cherry trees and have to arrange them in a certain order, or maybe, I don't know, have to look it up, but the problem is I would just want to eat all the cherries because cherries are so good. Could buy a giant bag of frozen cherries from Walmart and just let them defrost and then just eat them. It's one of the best snacks you could ever have. Tons of fiber too. So if you have issues with going to the bathroom, that is an easy fix, trust me. Case file number 1825, written by OK Student 806. From almost empty to always full, my magical tube that defies all rules. You all can tell me I'm just being stupid, but I got this tiny container eye concealer at TJ Maxx back in 2019. I used it off and on for like 2 years, to the point that it felt nearly empty. Forgot about it, and then I found it again a year later in 2022. Okay, the weird thing is I am still using it, almost every day for 2 years. It has been on the verge of empty. I actually remember squeezing what I thought was the last bit of it, and no more would come out. But then the next time after that, more just continued to come out, so I just kept on using it. Every time I used to wonder when will it end, but it never does. I almost always have to squeeze it out from the bottom up, like when you run out of toothpaste. For 2 years on empty, it has never stopped producing more. You may be wondering how much I use. Well, the container is small. I try to use a tiny dab, but every now and then I accidentally squeeze out more than I wanted, and it surprises me that much was still able to come out. I always think, damn, it's sure to be empty for real now. But then no, still more and more. I honestly don't think it will ever end. I've already tried to squeeze every last bit out because sometimes I have to in order to get more from it. But other times it doesn't take much effort for it to come out. Is there an explanation for this? I've literally tried to empty it. And no, I will not be cutting it open because this is very convenient for me. I also hope I didn't just jinx this now and it's really going to be empty. Caissons for 1825, from almost empty to always full. My magical tube that defies all rules. Okay, this one really resonated with me because I used to have a stick of deodorant for like 5 years. And every day I would use it. And I never really thought about it, that it was weird that it lasted that long. Might even have been longer than 5 years. And I know it works because there were a couple of days where I just forgot to use it. And I could tell that I smelled. So I would use it and it would always work. So it wasn't like it wasn't applying or something, or it was empty and I didn't realize it. It was just the end cap. No. It really was always there for that long. And then recently I bought a new stick because that one finally did fade out. Curiously, after I noticed that it wasn't empty. Then soon after it did. So maybe you did drink yourself by even noticing. Maybe when you notice an error, it sends a signal to the servers in the real world. And then the developers, the programmers can fix it. They can debug it. Seems to be what happened to me, so maybe it'll happen to you too. I hope not. I hope it goes for the rest of your life. You have infinite eyeliner or whatever it was. I don't do makeup. So I had the same thing happen, and I'm just realizing it now. And as soon as I realized it, it just, within a week maybe, then it just was gone. It was fully emptied. The deodorant, magical deodorant, left me. Kind of sad to think about. It was saving me a fair bit of money over the years, so damn. Now time for the joke of the day. I asked my wife what she wants for our anniversary. She said, a divorce. And then I said, well, honey, I wasn't planning on spending that much. Yeah, divorces can be rather expensive, can't they? Oh boy. Especially if you have alimony as well. That is a perpetual expense. Brutal. Like the video, subscribe, hit the bell. Kinetic Symphony signing off.